I can't.
Brand new banger. You're jamming with the hottest disc jockey. Exclusive hot new mix.
This DJ is breaking all the knobs off.
Let's go. Hot shit. Here it comes.
I can't bafuna bakithi.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel.
Hello Sanbingelela. And how
Let us
is
know.
everyone? And uma ngenzeka nje kube kuthi ke wena usungenile, you are in already. Can you please tell us ukuthi ke how do you feel about our sound? Tell us uma ngabe kungenzeka ukuthi isound le mhlasimpe ke low ngalendlela yokuthi wena you don't hear anything. Tell us. We are here. Emily, you can take it from me.
All right, as long as everyone says that we can be heard. This is Hazel Dima says, hi family love from UK. Hi Hazel, how are you? How is the UK? And Kolega says, good afternoon family, good afternoon wherever you are, Kolega. Tina, for us over here it's night time. So yeah, good afternoon, and guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. We are going to be discussing what has been happening with the case, all of the information that we have gathered so far. We're gonna try and attempt to put it all together in this video. If you're new to the channel, okay, here on this channel we regularly dissect, discuss, deliberate, or give our own opinions on what's happening with the Senzo Meyiwa trial. The hashtag is justice for Senzo Meyiwa. Okay, we are doing this because we want to follow every detail concerning this trial. And if you are new to this channel, welcome, and please don't leave without subscribing. If you really like this type of work, then you can subscribe to the channel and enjoy more deliberations that we get to do. We follow this case through and through. Okay, we follow this case. We can't let it go.
Oh,
it's
yes.
of national importance.
Yes.
What will happen to this case, or with regards with this case, will determine a lot of things regarding the general public. So we want to see it through. So we've committed ourselves to doing that. If you have a problem with it, there's plenty of other things to watch, ne?
Yeah.
You have options qua YouTube. There's plenty of options.
You can always go back and watch the old videos if you are our fan. But of course, if you are spoiled for choice, you can always watch something else. Because today it's not Nagwetu. I know it's a slot from Nagwetu.
It's coming. We'll make sure that we upload
from
it this week.
But we are not going to do Nagwetu today, and for that we apologize.
We apologize, and I'm sure even if we did manage to do a live stream yesterday, we would still need to do it today, because today court was in session. Court was in session, and we have to discuss this case. This case is very important to me and very important to a lot of South Africans. So guys, like the video. Press that like button, and also you can join the chat. If you are not subscribed to the channel, unfortunately you can't get into the chat. Those who are wondering why, it's because we are trying to keep out the bots and the people that confuse our family over here. We are talking about the case. We don't want bots putting up things that have nothing to do with this case.
As you can see, the chat is already buzzing. Also join the chat, subscribe and join the chat, and keep the likes coming, guys, and the engagement coming. We will make sure that if your comment is really not harmful, it's gonna be shown on the screen. We are not going to jump anything. As you can see, Hazel, I am good. Hazel Dima, I am good. So I think that is answering you on the question, how are you, Emily?
Okay, and shout out to Mpo. He's watching us while he's on duty. Hi, Mpo.
Yeah, this is our member.
Yes.
This is a membership gang. Thank you for watching us. Yeah, Emily.
So today we're going to be discussing a couple of things. First, starting with the Legal Practice Council and their complaints about Advocate Defoe's conduct in court. And then we are going to discuss what happened today, specifically today with Advocate Defoe not showing up for court and Titi Thobane, as well as what happened in judge, what the judge had to say as a response to some of the accusations that Advocate Defoe drafted with regards to how he was treated in court by him and what his allegations were concerning the witchcraft. Okay. And then we're going to end it off with the families of two of the accused. Newsroom Africa traveled all the way to Kwanongoma to have a conversation with the family members of accused. I think it's 3 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. So they have expressed a lot of information concerning how they were arrested, and we're going to be discussing that tonight, as well as Sifiso Meyiwa and what he had to say concerning what has been going on. So I'm going to start off with the legal practice thing. They had to complain, the Legal Practice Council. They are having a problem with Advocate Defoe's conduct in court. Civil society organization Judges Matter has called for Advocate Malisela Defoe to immediately withdraw his shocking comments about the presiding judge in the Senzo Meyiwa trial and Chipiwa Maumela. Defoe, who had previously withdrawn from representing 4 accused in the matter trial, announced his return to the matter last week. So, of course, we know that him coming back to this case is not going to be as straightforward as we think as the general public. It seems like it's going to be very difficult for him to come back and represent the accused again, accused 1 to 4. In a letter addressed to the Director of Public Prosecutions for the North Gauteng High Court Division, Defoe made a number of accusations against Maumela, Advocate Zandile Mshololo, counsel for the other accused, Fisogu Hlentuli, and the prosecution. He also alleged that a Sangoma linked to Maumela was on a mission to cause him to collapse inside the court. Judges Matter said it condemns the strongest terms these attacks against the judiciary as an institution and Judge Maumela specifically. The organization said most troubling is that Defoe's allegations are based on speculation and conjecture, and he put up no evidence to support them. So Ellison Tiley, coordinator of Judges Matter, said it is important to emphasize that as a legal practitioner and officer of the court, Defoe took an oath to uphold the Constitution and the law and promote the proper administration of justice. Tilly said allegations made in his July 25th letter bring the administration of justice into disrepute and constitute a serious breach of breach of professional legal ethics, and the statement made in Advocate Defoe's letter are shocking attack on Judge Maumela and should be immediately withdrawn. It is deeply distressing that they come from a legal practitioner, as advocates hold a special duty to protect the dignity, reputation, and effectiveness of the courts, said Tilly. Meyiwa, who was a goalkeeper, that is it. That's the end of the article. So yes, they are having a very serious problem with the allegations that Advocate Defoe has put up in that letter concerning the witchcraft, concerning Maumela taking his concoction every now and then spitting fire and shouting at him, and he felt like he was tongue-tied, and he said that Sangoma that was spotted was gonna cause him to collapse. He started having nightmares and dreams and stuff. So they are saying that Advocate Defoe must withdraw all of that and what he's saying. And I also heard that the Legal Practice Council says that they'll be taking legal action against Advocate Defoe. Mr. Anonymous, what do you think about all of this?
Oh, well, if Defoe can prove that I was tongue-tied, then that is it for me.
Okay.
I mean, it's witchcraft. Who can prove otherwise? If I feel that someone is using powers outside the court, who can disagree with me? Who can disagree with me?
But I don't know.
It's what I felt.
For me, is all of these organizations coming through and popping through to defend the condurum of the court. But where were they when he was getting arrested? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
There is one thing that we also have to look at. A very important thing that we really have to look at is that Utefo is basically retaliating in a sense. His qualification was questioned in public court, in a court session. The judge had the nerves to ask therefore, where did you study? I was also questioning myself. Why is that not a problem? Why is that not looked at as a conduct that is not acceptable within the court practice? It surprises me that now all of a sudden now we should run like headless chickens when someone is being called a witch or some sort. I mean, you question someone's credentials.
Yep.
At least if he takes a strike, now you must also take a strike.
Yes.
That was unprofessional. We therefore can go further and prove that I am qualified. But again, therefore can also say that I felt that I was bewitched, and every time you were talking, something was happening to me.
And the judge himself shouted a lot. It was weird watching the trial and having a judge like lose control of their emotions like that. I feel like that's where he lost it.
Yes.
Even if Advocate Defoe is being troublesome, there are ways I think he knows of that he could have dealt with the situation.
Why didn't he act as a grown man, also as a person who has applied law to even become a judge? That means you must have been practicing and you know more than Defoe. And that Defoe usually would acknowledge that. So now, why is the problem that now Defoe is coming back with a comeback? It's not coming for your qualification, and Defoe is withdrawn.
Yeah, he has withdrawn. And it looks like him coming back is not going to be as easy as
because you still need to present to the very same judge. Yes.
And he made demands, Mr. Anonymous. He made demands. Demand number one is that he was requesting for a separation of trial from accused 5 and his defense counsel.
Yes.
So he wants to be separated from Advocate Mshololo and accused number 5. And I don't know how that is going to be, but it's quite interesting.
If therefore can really submit and prove that the case running concurrently with the accused number 5 is jeopardizing number 1 to 4. And then I think he's got the basis to go and submit and say, this is the problem. And in a sense, which sort of makes sense, because accused number 2 and number 4, number 3, the ones that actually are a bail away from this prison. So by the looks of things, already Mshololo is ready to postpone further. On the other side, the accused number 2 and 3, their rights are not being looked at. So from there, I think that when it comes to Advocate Defoe, he can actually build a case and say this is a case within a trial within trial.
Which is what he asked for at the beginning, and the Judge Shipiwa Maumela, dismissed it and said that Advocate Defoe had not applied or had followed proper procedure. That was his reasoning, and to me it shocked me in my personal opinion, because accused 1 to 4, within them, some of them could be getting bail.
Yeah.
And you are saying it doesn't matter.
I don't know what is Zud Africans regarding volumes guts turn it up. What is that?
Oh, volume. Turn it up. So he or she wants us to turn up the volume. The volume is low.
Is the volume low? This is according to everyone who's listening to us.
Guys, is the volume fine? Should we turn it up or is it fine? Let us know in the comments.
Because if that is the case, we will try to turn it up. Is the volume fine? That's why we were asking from the beginning, is the volume fine?
We'll get answers. Let's just continue.
Okay.
And point number 2, he said he wants Judge Bert Bam to be the one that would be appointed in the matter. So he's already asking for Judge Maumela Chipiwa to be recused.
I look, for me, both.
Okay. Now I'm getting confused. Zaid Afrikaans has a problem with the volume, but everybody else is saying that the volume is good and fine and clear and loud.
I don't know. I think the volume is good. Everyone is saying volume is good.
Yeah, Zaid Afrikaans, everyone says that the volume is fine, so I don't know what could be the problem. Maybe it's the headsets that you are using, maybe.
Yeah. Because
so I don't know.
Yeah, everyone is saying the volume is good. So 100% fine. It's fine, like everyone. So it's only you. All right.
Yes, he wanted the judge Bert Bam, and rumor has it's the judge that took over from Judge Masipa in the Oscar Pistorius trial. I don't know.
Yeah.
True.
That is the judge that when I think Nell was dealing with the increment of whatever judgment that was given to Oscar Pistorius, that judge was the one that was presiding.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
so I
it was
think
Judge Masipa, and then Judge Masipa gave a sentence, and Gerinel and Riva's family, the family of the deceased, were not happy. And then Gert Bam, Judge Gert Bam is the one who actually took over and gave Oscar Pistorius that sentence that he ultimately got, where even now he's still applying for parole.
Yeah.
So,
That was, I think, I was watching also, I saw a lot of people saying that. I saw a lot of people saying that it would be good to actually get someone who's... I feel like people feel that people are not considering other people's rights here.
yes. I agree with that
Look,
sentiment.
as much as you'd say maybe therefore is out of order, this and this is happening, but consider the 2 accused that were feeding their families, who are still going to go there, that were feeding their families dependent on these people. You know, the family is actually saying that they had a hope that Tefo was going to do it, and their hope was taken away when Tefo withdrew from the case, because they feel that Tefo is actually telling most of the things that are happening to their kids.
But already the arrest of accused 1 to 4 was compromised.
Yes.
When, as a judge, you hear of allegations that old regime tactics were used in interrogating them, not proper procedure was, I expected the judge to launch an investigation onto how
obviously the judge does
detained.
not launch investigation, but in this case I expected the judge to act together with DIFO to say that let us find out what is the problem, if there is any wrongdoing here, because remember, the court is not about applying law. Just applying law. We need to apply law. As much as you apply law, remember you're dealing with human beings. You are dealing with people who are living. You are dealing with... You cannot just ignore it just because you have the powers of doing that.
I felt like it was ignored. Like that part was totally ignored, and let's continue with the case.
Yeah, that was my feeling.
Scared me. That's honestly scared
Even Mshololo. You know, Mshololo didn't want to hear anything about the application of bail. Mshololo wanted to proceed. Wait for me until September, what. Then the floor is mine. Then after that, if you make a mistake, you do not start with what you are supposed to start with. Is this the law that we want, where just because you made that mistake, therefore, everything must be ignored and we follow some sort of procedure that we call law? Isn't it law is there to guide you? As much as you reached your conclusion, law is just guiding you. Law doesn't have a mouth. The law doesn't have a feeling. You as a person who applies law, then you must have logic beyond law.
Yes, definitely.
The fact that you studied section section 10 and 20, consider what could go wrong and try to fix it along the way. Because we are talking about people here. We are talking about people who are sitting there, people who could be wrongly accused, could be wrongly accused. So for you to be so hard on them and say that this is Mshololo's chance until such time because you forgot or because you didn't start with 1, 2, 3, then that's your lose. It was just crazy.
And demand number 4 is that number 3 actually, he wants Advocate Baloyi to be removed from the case. Demand number 4, he wants Police Minister Begitele to also be removed from his position and to be investigated.
Look, all those demands, I will tell you. For me, now I can say it.
All right.
Defo is just playing the game.
What do you mean?
For me, I feel like Defo is just playing the
do you
game.
mean?
There is nothing. Look, I don't think those demands, like for example, the issue of the minister, it's more political than anything.
Yeah.
So many people said Defo was unprofessional.
Yes, they did.
After looking and doing a bit of research and looking at how long this man has been applying the same laws, and all of a sudden he comes and creates this chaos. It could be that it was deliberate. I said it last time. It was more of a deliberate thing to do, and then let us confuse them as we are confusing them. This guy, this Aten, I feel like he was always waiting for that chance. That's my take.
Hey, Titi Thobane.
Yeah, I feel like he was always waiting for this chance to actually start and ventilate. Because today the guy was just on point. And we knew all along that the guy was on point and composed and relaxed. When the judge got into his feelings again and started addressing the media.
Yes.
What happens in the media.
Yes.
The guy called him to order.
Yes.
Look, what happens there, it's none of my business. Do you understand?
Yes.
What happens on the media is none of our business, because this guy withdrew. So he can say whatever he wants to say outside. It does not impact the case, even if Defo was to come back. Do you understand?
Yes.
Whatever he said, it has no bearing.
Unconventional defense lawyer Maliselo De Force right-hand man advocate Timothy Thobane will carry the baton as the attorney representing 4 of the 5 men accused of gunning down Bafana Orlando Pirates keeper. This after Defo abruptly relinquished his duties during the previous sitting at the Pretoria High Court. But before quitting, an irate Defo threw a salvo at the judge, Mamela, claiming that he had subjected him to harassment and intimidation. He announced his withdrawal from the case after Mamela refused to make a ruling on the alleged human rights violations suffered by one of his clients, Mtobisi Prince Mncube. And during the proceedings on Tuesday, Thobane presented to the court that postponing the matter for accused number 1 to 4 to seek legal representation was an error. However, Maumela rejected his notion, citing that Thobane absconded from court without stating his reasons, and therefore the court would not have known if he was still available after Tifo withdrew. Okay, Maumela said on the day this matter was last postponed, Advocate Tifo was alone and there was no pre-warning that Mr. Thobane would not be around, and Mr. Tifo said nothing about Mr. Thobane as an instructing attorney. So that is the last day, that day that Advocate Tifo withdrew. Attorney Thobane was not in court on that day. So Advocate Tifo just announced that he was withdrawing and that he has spoken to his clients.
Don't you find, like Emily, I don't know whether I'm crazy. I feel like therefore is playing games here, long games with his attorney.
Yeah. However, yeah. To me, this looks like a situation where we have a case, a very difficult case, and then you are my advocate. Obviously, I'm the one who's giving you instruction as your attorney, as your client. And then we discuss, okay, let us have a plan of action, because we cannot, there are things that we cannot say or we cannot argue in court freely. Yes. But let us have you go there and vent. Just go there and say whatever you want to say. Just interrupt.
Just interrupt.
Just do this.
Anything. Just touch anything. Touch whatever you want to touch.
Just release some of the secrets.
Yeah, and then I will come after that to finish the game. I feel like that.
You feel like that's the strategy.
Yeah, even this whole application and all that. I feel like this is just there to create distraction.
What an interesting point. However, he welcomed Thobane's appointment as the head of defense for his client, saying that it would circumvent processes which would have taken place and delayed the trial even longer. Thobane apologized to the court for his absence on several occasions, but indicated that he would be filling a bail application for accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi. So that's what happened in court today.
Yeah.
Speaking to City Press after the proceedings adjourned, Thobane said the bail application should have been pursued long ago because Ntanzi was employed.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So he lost a job, most probably.
And should they prove that really these guys are not to blame for anything that happened to Senzo that day, then taxpayers' money is going. It's going down the drain.
He said he was employed but lost his job because he was in prison.
Exactly.
There is a high possibility of the application being granted as he is supporting up to 10 family members.
Even if it's granted, this is where I don't get the whole system of law as we like to apply law. So now someone has lost their jobs. We yet to haven't proven that this person is guilty or not, but they have lost their jobs.
You denied them bail.
You denied them bail. What happens even if you release them now? What happens? Where is this law that is supposed to rectify what happened? Where is this law that is supposed to actually correct whatever that is wrong that happened?
He added that the rest of his clients were facing sentences as they could not pursue the same application. Ntanzi is charged alongside Mtobi Simncube, Mziwa Khulelwa Sbiya, Nthokoziseni Maphisa, and Sifiso Ntuli. They pleaded not guilty to the charges of murder, attempted murder, armed robbery, possession of an unlicensed firearm, and possession of ammunition. The trial is set to resume on the 5th of September, with defense advocate Zandile Mshololo continuing her cross-examination of the first state witness and police forensic expert Thabo Msia.
Yeah.
And also, another thing that happened in court today is Judge Maumela responded to Advocate Defoe's allegations that he uses Sangoma services even in court. Maumela said that he has a physician, and that physician is Jesus. Hallelujah. The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial at the High Court today, after a postponement to allow accused 124 to sort out the legal representation after the recusal of Advocate Malisela Defu as the defense counsel. So the matter has been postponed to the 5th of September. But I found that very interesting that he would say that, you know what, I believe in Jesus, you know, and I was like, okay.
Isn't it what caused Mohoeng problems?
Well, it kind of did.
Because of what he believed in.
Yes.
And he was not supposed to actually say where he stands in terms of what he believed in.
He was supposed to be shaky with his belief. He was
Exactly.
supposed to please those who were not comfortable with him believing
We
in
have
Jesus.
the different judge doing now
He
exactly
professed it in court. He professed it loudly. He said it. But I like also Attorney Thobane's response when he said, you don't have to explain yourself to me. You know, you don't have to go with the allegations. And he said that he saw the things being said on the billboards, and him as the presiding officer, or Judge Maumela, feels like he's always the last person to find out when things happen.
Yeah.
And it's obvious he didn't know about the letter. He found out like the rest of us. So he had to say that, you know what, I believe in Jesus. So
just to crush that
the
issue
witchcraft
of
allegations.
witchcraft. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Look, Emily, just I don't know how far you are with the proceedings of the case and all that. Are you going to the families now?
Yeah, maybe we should just go to the families, because what's next was gonna be talking about Attorney Titi Thobane saying that it's a fact that Advocate Defoe has withdrawn, and he has been instructed by the clients to continue.
Yes.
Advocate Defoe could not make it to court today because he was at his own case that he had when he got arrested in court on the very first day of the Senzo Meyiwa trial.
Yes.
The police came into court and arrested him, so he was attending that matter today in a different court in Johannesburg.
Yes.
So Titi Thobane, Attorney Titi Thobane, says that, you know what, as far as he knows, he's representing accused 1 to 4, and Advocate Defoe has not been reinstated yet. There's a procedure that he has to follow before that can happen, and the client for now have chosen Titi Thobane.
That's what I'm saying, guys. I understand that, but I feel like this is a Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it feels like a Game of Thrones. When I saw Titi Thobane and how well-spoken he is and how articulate, and how the journalists were kind of pressurizing him to pick a side, between advocate, and he just wouldn't budge.
Yeah.
I knew that is the right man to continue with this trial.
Exactly.
So this was a Game of Thrones, allegedly, in our opinions. Of course, we are speculating that maybe this was just a plan.
Planned long time ago.
That
That is my feeling. It was planned long time ago. What is playing now, we are seeing the whole plan just rolling out in front of us, and we are busy, confused, and fighting death for 9 years of practicing.
Yeah.
And we claim that therefore is unprofessional.
That can't be.
9 years of practicing.
9 years is a long time.
He supposedly supposed now to be a what we call a senior advocate.
Yes. So now moving to the families. Newsroom Africa did an exclusive. They went all the way to KwaNongoma to interview the families of Mziao Mr. Anonymous, help me with this name.
Mzigao
Khalelwa Sibiya,
yes,
and Bongani Ntanzi. So Bongani Ntanzi is the one accused number 2 who's gonna be applying for bail before the 5th of September,
yes,
with the assistance of Attorney Titi Thobane.
Yes.
And he's only 30 years old. Hey, he's only 30 years old, and He's a breadwinner, providing for 10 people, including his child, who's 9 years. He's the sole breadwinner. Now, the family said in the interview that his absence means that there's no money, even to travel to Gauteng for the trial. They could not even afford legal services, okay? They watch the trial on TV like the rest of us. And his mother cannot even watch. She leaves the house to get an update later. So when the trial is on, she just leaves the house and wants an update later. His father also said that Defo has worked actually by revealing a lot of hidden information. So they have no problem with Advocate Defo. And he also revealed that Bongani Tanzi was actually offered 3 million at the time of his interrogation. And the interrogation, they would beat him up and then placed him in a fridge after he was beaten up. So are there fridges that they put people in the cells? Like, what's going on?
Look, my best guess is that probably whatever that happened prior, because I mean there's bush here. They are talking about the bush.
Oh yes, let me move on to that. That's Mziwa Kalelwa Sibia's father. He was very emotional. He even cried, and he said that he knows that his son is not the murderer of Senzo Meyiwa.
And is his only son. His only son. And the families agree also. That is another family. The Sibia family agree that Advocate Defo was subjected to unfair treatment in court. Even they saw it. Okay. Without any
it's not just us, because some people think that we are maybe hallucinating or biased. So Advocate Defo said the confessions that were obtained under duress by using the old regime tactics. Okay, so those were the tactics that they used to actually interrogate them. And Advocate Defo also asked for a trial within a trial, and Judge Maumela ruled that out. And he said that Advocate Defo had failed to follow proper court procedure. Now, detailing all of these events, Mziwa Kalelwa Sibia's father says that he was actually arrested on the 30th of May. An entire month, they didn't know where he was. They came a month later in June. They arrived with him. These are the police or the so-called officers. They arrived with Mziwa Kalelwa at home in June.
So
disappeared.
Took a month of disappearance.
And then when they come with him, they asked him, his father, to speak with him. And he says that when he spoke to his son, he told him that the officers has told him to he first said that he was assaulted. Okay, he told his father that they actually were beating me up to a point of death. And they told him that they'd kill him as well, just like they killed another guy in Fosloras in a field somewhere. Allegedly. These are all guys. And then they said that they shot the guy dead. So they were scaring Mziwa Kalelwa, according to Mziwa Kalelwa's father, that if you don't confess to this thing, we are going to kill you like we killed the other guy.
Exactly.
And he felt compelled. He said that, you know what, they took him to an open field and forced him to admit to killing Senzo Meyiwa and wanted him to take 100,000 rands to implicate the others. The others is the rest of the accused. That's accused 2, 3, and 4, and 5. I don't know about 5. 2, 3, and 4. So he refused because he said he couldn't admit to something that he was not sure of, that he didn't know, actually. He couldn't admit to something that he didn't know. So he just admitted so that he could save his own life. That's what kept him alive this far, according to him and according to Mziwa Kalelwa's father. And he also raised the issue that they move him to another prison. Mziwa Kalelwa's father said he raised this, the manner in which they interrogated him with the magistrate, and what they did was move Mziwa Kalela to another court. And it doesn't make sense because the crime took place in Fort Loras, and yet they sent them to Pretoria. Isn't that where you go after you're convicted?
I think that's what Tifo was trying to actually argue. That's what Tifo was trying to argue.
I'm confused about that. I'm like, weren't these people supposed to stay in the jails?
Apparently, there's powers above powers that can decide which case goes to where. You know those clever lawyers when they say.
Then moving on to Sifiso Meyiwa. I don't know whether you'd like us to cover Sifiso Meyiwa right now.
What did he say?
In the very same interview, he said a lot of interesting things. And he said the lead investigator of case 636 stole a statement in the docket which led to the arrest of the people who were inside the house. That's why 375 was opened. And he said that the 5 accused men were arrested as a cover-up so that they take the fall.
Isn't it 375 the older one though?
According to the interview, 363.
I think it's kind of confusing
Maybe
them because
it's confusing.
the one that the woman, who's this woman who was working on who's apparently also in trouble, who was working on the
They
leading.
were working on 375.
Was it Joyce?
Eh.
They
were working on 375.
On 375. So that should 375 should be the older one.
So on the 26th of October, Begicele visited the Meyiwa family to tell them that 5 suspects
I think we
were
remember
arrested.
that. We saw that on TV, isn't it?
Yes, that's what Sifiso was saying, actually. And Sifiso says that he placed their mother and told their mother that Kelly would be arrested, including the 5 men. Now, in Sifiso's opinion, anyone who speaks about the 5 men in his eyes does not know what they're talking about. He was just playing with their mother. So he was playing with the emotions of his mother.
So let me give you a bit of half of what could be the truth and a bit of... I think that's how Sifiso feels.
And Sifiso also says that they talked to Begicele, and he knows the investigators of 375, they were reporting to him. This is Buthelezi and Makubu.
And he even said that the other ones of 636,
they reported
they're
to
just
Kesha's
doing
toy.
nothing, those ones. So basically, the feeling here is that even Keshastole had a problem.
So he further says that all of them were supposed to report to Kehlastole,
Allegedly.
but because of corruption, allegedly because of corruption, then it was decided that Buthelezi and Makubo would report to the minister because things that were said there had no truth in them and it was just a cover-up. They even had discussions with the minister over the phone, and he would say that the other investigators, what was being done by them was basically pointless, and the merits were in the other docket, which was 375.
You know, the minister is very sad with Minister Begicele because all this is happening and there are cases right now that are in front of him. How do we have confidence that he's actually arresting the right people, the correct people?
Yani.
Because this thing is lingering on him. And now all of a sudden there are theories that are put there on the issues that happened in Krugersdorp and there are theories that we cannot even discuss here.
Hey.
And then all of a sudden people are arrested and the others,
But then Sifiso was asked whether they expected Kelly Kumalo to be maybe the first person to appear in court. And he said, did they ever ask Minister Begicele why Kelly was not arrested? And he says that they never asked. But in his opinion, in Sifiso Meyiwa's opinion, he feels that he started to notice things that he can't quite mention. And that led to his suspicions of thinking that maybe a minister was threatened with something. Because there are cases, allegedly, there are cases that those people who were on 636 knew. And he even goes further to mention that these guys who work on 636 are good at getting people arrested. In my opinion, I started thinking of therefore. You know? And maybe there were cases that they knew about and threatened, and that they threatened that they would bring those cases to light, in his opinion. in his opinion. So the SAPS said that they could not comment on issues that are currently in court. And there's a side of the Meyiwa family, Mr. Anonymous, that believes that the men that are arrested are the suspects.
Look, that family, what I realized is that there's these ladies that are there. You know those ladies.
Why are they creating so much
Look,
confusion?
I'm gonna say it, and because it's my opinion. Sifiso is more invested in this because this is his brother. You cannot now have a cousin
out of nowhere
coming in and making
Like-
crucial decisions. Do you understand? Because as we say, this is a cousin. Do you understand? And once now you come with that direction, then and a brother, this is a brother, man, we're talking about. And all of a sudden now it's divide and conquer situation.
Yeah, and I mean these family members that are
I
just
knew,
popping out of
once
nowhere.
I saw those ladies that were saying they were sent
They are
by
disrupting everything.
they were sent by the mother or what. I knew that was the problem right there.
Hey, okay, Mr. Anonymous, I'm done. I'm done with my cover up,
I just
guys.
knew
I'm done with
that
all the information.
those ladies are gonna bring a lot of problems. But well, they are family. What can I say? But wherever they are, if they can hear, I feel like they are bringing a lot of problems now because you see, they are called a family. Sifiso is making sure that everything is done correctly. And then you go and report to Gerinel. Gerinel believes in these are right people.
Yeah.
And come on, man.
And he was complimenting in the documentary, complimenting Brigadier Ginindi, the one who's alleged to be the one who stole allegedly, we're not sure. But yes, he's alleged to be interfering with the case. So I have to now think,
Did they say it was him? I don't
there's
know.
an interview where Sifiso said that
It was him.
while the trial, yes.
You said the name?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're covered. Yeah, I just
He did say it. There's an interview that he did with Newsroom Africa. and
Hey,
said
we're
it's him.
covered. What can we say, man? Hey, these things are tough. Emil, look, there's a guy here who's been busy with South Africans something, and I've seen this guy comment on. It comments a lot. He just everywhere. I've seen him.
Yeah.
You know, he was asking a question of a political question, and I'm just gonna answer it in a simple way,
Yeah.
and quick and fast, and because I will answer it. If you ask me, who should we vote for? For many reasons, there is no one right now. No one that I would say, yeah, I endorse this one. No, there is absolutely no one.
No one is fit.
No one is fit. Because if you have listened to some of the interviews that these days I've been listening a lot to Chris Anne,
Yes.
you start thinking that we really have a problem.
Yeah, we do.
So that being said, there is no fit party.
For you.
Just vote for whatever that you think is right. I don't know.
Let's mix. Let's give others a chance, but mix them up. Like really dilute this whole situation.
The idea was okay, let me see. This is Tukile Nduli. Okay, the idea was that when they initially came from the exile, they were mixed because Christian was coming from a different thing. It was not once of thing as we are made to believe. He was that person who was holding certain people accountable in a sense. and he was loved by people.
South African
Very
Communist
sober.
Party.
That man had sobriety in him. To say now that there is a party, because I can literally start with EFF. Whatever that they want is not attainable. It's not doable.
No, it's not for us.
No. I'm not even gonna go there because I don't want you to go there.
Okay.
It's not doable. If they want to bring back the land should go to kings and the tribes.
But
And-
that's not what they're saying.
And that is the logic of what was taken from us. There was not one president that was in charge of the whole Africa. No, there was no such thing. That's an idea that grew in a man, and it seems real.
What do you think of Action SA?
Look, I saw the donations coming. The same people that are donating for these other parties, they could be donating for them. And if they can accept such, then they are not good to us. Do you understand? So
Okay.
we can call all of these, bring all of them. I can give you something good and bad for them.
Okay.
Yes. The problem is that I'm yet to meet a person that has ethics in them.
Okay, let me read the comments. Madeline says, Mr. Anonymous and you beloved Emily. The sound is good. Thank you so much.
We
And-
appreciate you for saying that, because we almost threw it off.
We almost cancelled the live stream.
Please subscribe, guys. Become subscribers here, so that you and press that alert button, that bell.
Tabi Mkolo, Sanibonane Kaya,
Yebo,
Franz
yebo.
Moffat. I said it before, is unprofessional. And
Yeah. Look, I saw that comment, and I fully agree. In this case, Tifo was unprofessional. But I'm asking one question to him. How has Tifo been practicing for 9 years if he was unprofessional?
you know, his arrest like that should have sparked outrage from a lot of legal professionals.
Yes.
And they were silent.
Yes.
I don't know
Was
what
that
was expected afterwards.
Was that professional?
No, that was not professional at all.
Has that ever happened?
No, it has never happened.
So he's in a Guinness book now.
Yes.
A lawyer that has
The only
arrested.
lawyer in the world that was
Arrest-
dragged by
yes.
the police, not even dragged by the police to be arrested.
So does that now give you, France, does it give you a direction in
Franz
which
Moffat. And another thing is that he came back, he composed himself. He saw that UK, he's taking the pressure. And then he raises the trial within a trial. And the judge just like treats him like a child. Sit down, shut up, sit down. I don't know what was expected, honestly speaking.
As I said to you, if this man, you look at the history of this man is not new. He's not wet behind the ears. 9 years. 9 years.
And Flakes Zulu says, hi family, with a heart emoji. I love having the volume problem. I'm also having the volume problem. Okay.
You're also having the volume problem. I think it depends on the phone.
Yeah, but we'll work on it, guys. We'll fix it. Dikoliza SKK, I have a problem with siding with Advocate D4 unless you revive my mind somewhere. Do not be confused, comrade. Comrade, do not let the mind of the intellectual, clever blacks dilute your intellectual capacity in this manner.
Look, I at this case,
Focus, comrade, focus.
at this case, how they don't count how you won them. What matters is that you won. If they can win at the end of the day, well, we'll forget the rest.
And Dikoloza SKK. Anyway, I think it's better for me not to come back on case 6 something for the sake of the accused. And Obab Konto says, hello. Matipi Rankapuli. Dumelang,
yeah,
I'm happy to join your live. Thank you,
Oh,
Matipi.
we appreciate you.
And Dikoloza SK, okay, this was time we had volume issues. Luvom Tati says, I want to see now when Titi Thobane takes over this case, how it's gonna be treated by the judge.
It's a different approach now, because remember, you have also done bad by Advocate Defo. So now you are on this the
Thin line.
the thin lines also. So you must also
There is
behave
already
yourself.
a complaint that
Yes.
has been launched.
So if 2 people can launch a complaint about you, or 3 or even 4, now it's a different story.
Okay. Nhlakes Zulu says, on my side in Mpumalanga, okay, the volume is fine. And Sifuka, hi fam, hopefully I ain't late. Obam Konto says, money talks, case closed.
Money talks. As for money talks, asazi ke ukuthi khuluma kanjani man. How does the money speak?
Obam Konto says he will never stay long in this case. He must be stronger than Defo and control angers. Hope Mchali says, morning fam, I feel like this case will take years and they will want us to lose interest, and they do their things and bend the rules. Allegedly, that's Hope Mchali in her opinion. And
Well,
now I'm not losing interest.
I don't know.
No, I'm not.
I
I
don't
want
know.
to see it through the end and study it and study it. This case is important.
I cannot promise that I won't lose concentration. I might.
Like Sifiso. Can you think about Sifiso Meyiwa?
Yeah.
Just for a moment, how long he's been fighting.
With his father, father passed away, and yeah, it's been
All
long.
we have
It's
to
been
do
long.
is deliberate. All we have to do is talk about it.
Mm.
He has been actually doing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be letting the Meyiwa family down if I just stop, you know? So I don't know.
No. I hear you, Franz Moffat, and I understand what you are trying to say. But what we are pointing out is that he is not the only one who's mischievous here. There are other people that also are really a determining factor to this. You know, we are not denying that. That's why we're saying it's a strategy. This that go and scrub whatever that you need to scrub. I'll come and clean up.
Yeah.
Because you had this lawyer when he was thrown into the issues happening outside. He was like, but that has nothing to do with this case.
He was sober.
And what I realized about the attorney is that he's able to stand firm and stand on one thing. When the journalists were trying to solicitate,
To make him criticize Advocate
yes,
Defo.
to get
Or
the
to dissociate himself from Advocate Defo.
exactly.
I don't know what was the point of all of that aggressive questioning, but
from different medias, from newsroom, from SAPC, from ENCA, this guy did not budge. He kept on answering one way. They asked 10 times different ways. This guy answered one way. So
he didn't budge. And another interesting thing that I saw was when he was asked about the death threats, if they are still getting death threats, and he said, yes, we are, in the form of SMSs and everything else, but that the God Almighty will protect us. That will not stop us.
now, people were saying Defo is dramatic. Do we say that the attorney is also dramatic in terms of saying that?
Bazosho njalo, o clever blacks,
Are they dramatic now?
yabazi bayeza bazosho njalo.
Are they dramatic?
They are
Because that's what we want to
dramatic.
know. Now it's no longer Defo saying it.
And where was I? Lufate says, sue the state for current and future loss. I think that's regarding Bongani Ntanzi's case.
Yeah.
Where
But
he
do you
lost
know
his
how
job.
long that thing is going to drag? And the other thing is that you need money,
You need money.
to
You
actually
need
pay for lawyers.
Yeah, you need legal assistance that's very expensive.
Mina
to
Ntle
sue the
Good
state.
evening, guys. That's the last comment that I read. You can continue.
Obam Konto, I liked Tifo. He has strong points, but he likes to play. Titi must be stronger than Tifo. Please.
No, Titi looks sober.
Zaid Afrikaans says Zaid Afrikaans wants to talk about politics.
Forget about it. Yeah, I think I've
Obam
answered.
Konto says the judge must be investigated because he moved with one side. Lufate said, okay, Lufate was responding to Zaid Afrikaans. Right now, we're not thinking about that. We're dealing with the Senzo's case.
I think I've
Digoloza.
answered that part. Just jump.
Digoloza SKK, thanks for calling this guy to order. Okay, guys. Your Lisa Ozamba, thanks.
Yeah.
Say thanks because it's disrupting the train of thought. You know, when we pick a topic, we'd like to stay on the topic. Your Lisa Osang, Mr. Anonymous, you nailed it about the plan. Bafihla indugu emqubeni aba bayitu, advocate and attorney. Baya bangena ziyakhala manje.
Yeah, they are playing the. You know, if we are going to play against someone who likes to counter everything, you must also learn that strategy of countering, because I mean, you have your strategy plus their strategy. If someone is really countering you all the time, then learn the strategy so that if you feel that these people are really dealing with you with that counters, then start doing the counters too. You see, therefore realize that these people are dealing with me emotionally. Let me withdraw, take a break, go out and deal with them through the media, because that's where I'm allowed to speak. And it's dealing with them through the media. Now they are bringing that thing to court and is not yet back to court. So he's just dealing with them nicely and is cruising nicely. The answer of that attorney actually was more like rehearsed. It's like they knew that, okay, this, when we go to this case today, they are going to bring that thing of the media. Well, just say this. It was not even that man didn't even have to think. It's like, you are doing exactly what I expected. You are playing according to my plan. And he answered. And he just didn't have any counter after that.
Tobeka, the minister and his head said they are not resigning because those are good nabo is in down, know he's good at his job and want him to stay on, while those who don't know his whereabouts want him to resign.
That's why I say some of these requests, they are out of line. I don't see them being fulfilled without political intervention. He's just using the wind. There is pressure right now towards the minister, and he's using that wind to direct it stronger to the minister. Do you understand?
Yes.
And if really you look at this case according to what has been presented by DEFO, if really the minister was to be moved, and really maybe all these things that DEFO has been alleging are true, then what happens is that the will changes. The power is no longer there. Do you understand? So it's just directing the wind. You know, everyone is making noise about the minister right now. The minister is reactive. There are things that he could have prevented long time ago, and then DEFO is just adding to that.
Guys, I think we can open the lines. You can call in. The number is scrolling down below the screen. So if you have anything to say, anything to mention, now would be the right time to start dialing. The number on WhatsApp is 0676190343. And if you want to call direct, you can use the number 0711537006. It's scrolling on the screen down below. I'm going to continue reading some of the comments. Lufata says, I think those ladies were bought in cheap. And Tutuki Lentuli says, Lufate, exactly. Those ladies, Osuma Tuba Nje, Jengo Antiga Tandoga Siatela.
I'm surprised why they actually wanted to. You know that thing of aunties that are teachers while other kids are not teachers, or other kids don't have jobs. And then everyone assumes that everyone, those who are teachers are smarter than, you know.
Hey, fuck.
So, someone talks about law things. Bring Antus Banban. I feel like they are like that. That's my feeling.
And Lufate says, Etutukile ntuli kudlalwa iloto. Murray Moyo, greetings family. Hi Murray. And Franz Moffat. It's his conduct in court that I have a problem with. His knowledge about the law is on point, but as to applying it, I don't know, hey?
All of these people's conducts have been questioned for me.
All of them.
All of them.
You
can bring Vaselina. Vaselina has his own problems also.
No, we don't know.
You can bring Afro-Man. Afro-Man has his own problem. You can bring Intombi Omzulu.
She was shouting. People forgot how she was shouting. This is unethical. She was shouting. People forgot about that, Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah, they did.
And I don't think as a lawyer you're supposed to do that. Are you?
Well, no, you are not. You are not.
And Murray Moyo, Tifo knows what is happening. He is not stupid.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that Tifo is... Just because you don't understand his game, you're going to say he's out of line. Just let the game unfold, and then let's judge after that.
Love Pill, I won't lie. I think it's for the best that Advocate Tifo withdrew from the case. It felt like he was the Beyonce of the case. It was no longer about Senzo anymore. It was about him. That's the statement that I honestly do not understand.
Mm-hmm. Why are they saying that?
The problem is that he's fighting this through the media. But guys, he's fighting against corruption. What do you expect him to use?
People don't understand, né?
People don't get it.
Let me ask them. How many times have they seen this expose against your states and what? How many times have you seen that?
Not a lot.
Look at a political case. The Zuma case. Mzwandile remains behind and does the talking.
He's a spokesperson.
While Zuma is busy. In this case, there is no budget. There's nothing.
No budget. There are no
They are dealing
money. He's doing the case pro bono.
Probably you are dealing with people who have
money.
Pockets that would not end.
For days and days.
Do you understand?
So what do you guys expect him to do? That's what I don't
understand. If you
understand.
fight this thing quietly, nothing's going to happen. The hype of this case was created through allegations. And it was created by therefore.
In the media.
That's when people started listening properly to this case.
But if it wasn't the case, most of the information we as the public would not know.
You expect to go to people who deal with you. You know these things of following rules from A to B. Those things will deal with you nicely. And I understand, because sometimes I have to change. I have to. There were times in my life where I had to bring that political accent to show that I'm not just quiet. I understand what is going on and I'm not a fool. And I feel this is what Defo is doing. I'm not a fool. I see everything and I'll call it out so that you start panicking. If Defo was really massaging feelings, I don't think he was going to be arrested in the court.
Yeah.
Being arrested in that court sort of gave a lot of people that chance of saying, but why, you know? Because if he didn't say it beforehand, he kept on saying it. What was he supposed to do? Keep quiet until he got arrested.
Yes.
You get the warning, we are going to arrest you, if you don't stop. You just keep quiet, you go to the judge and moor the case.
When it comes to abantu that are doing dodgy things, fighting in silence is not an option.
You need everything.
You even have to release some of the stuff in advance.
Yes.
Because you are protecting your life.
Yes, that's why I'm saying everything that was wrongly released, it was on purpose.
Yes.
Because they
So
will
that it can be
deliberate.
safe.
They will deliberate on it now.
Honestly, should something happen to Defo right now,
Okay.
where's the first place to look?
Let me ask you a question. How do you make sure that there is maybe evidence that is not filed there? You just talk it, you know? You just say it. That's why there's objections and there's what in court. Because therefore is not the first lawyer to bring things that there's no physical evidence about. But he did. And he did that on purpose. He knew that there's going to be a lot of objections. He knew. He's been dealing with labor law all the time.
So if you think that he's the Beyonce, then what can you do in that situation? Like, honestly, if you were in his shoes, what would you do?
Would you go to the court every day and just move while you're getting trials, you're getting all these things, and if really those things are happening, how do you deal with it? How do you move?
Exactly. Maybe that's what you should help us with, because it doesn't make sense.
Even me when I was a kid, I used to, when I was scared, I'm walking in the dark.
Yes.
I would start making noise.
Yeah.
Because when you are quiet, you feel like someone is following you. You are thinking about someone following you, and you start hearing things. So to cut those things and to make sure that you start singing silly songs, like I can see you, stuff like that. A song that doesn't exist. But all I'm trying to say is that maybe what he was doing helped him.
Corruption thrives in silence.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. And Sifuka Vusi says, if Begitele handles the Senzo Meyiwa case like he did with alcohol, and Luvo Mdati, political ANC is not a solution to our problems at all. Even our political parties are giving me a headache when I listen to them. Lindo Kutle Prince says, I support Advocate for 100%. Probably one day he will win the case, but guys, one day I will give you some information about one of the accused into this case of Senzo Meyiwa, who he was, my Sbali, but not now.
Wow.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, we have...
Whenever you're ready,
we have an ear. We have patience.
Yeah, maybe when all this...
When all of this... Yeah, whenever you are ready.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
You will tell us what you know. I missed that one, actually. Who was that?
It's Lindo Gutle Prince.
Lindo Gutle Prince. Okay. Hey, my daughter. I just got me curious at Lindo Gutle Prince.
You know,
He's teasing you.
Vele was teaser.
I don't.
Phela sina zithanda indaba.
Don't be tempted, Linda. Just keep it like that, Prince. You'll get in touch. You know where to get in touch, and then we'll deliberate accordingly.
Yeah. Take your time.
So, I think I will need to advocate Defo's contents.
I think I will need Advocate Tifo's contacts. You can start over there by his Twitter. We can say for sure that Twitter account that posted the document, it's his. So you can start over there.
Are you
send
for
him
sure?
a DM. Because he didn't deny it, number one, and that's
But
where
not
the
denying
story
it, didn't
broke.
admit it.
That's where the story broke. That's where all the journalists took that information from.
Okay.
So I cannot, I highly doubt that. But
So-
I don't know. Maybe he has a social media manager. I
You
don't
never know. You never know. Hey, anything is possible with this case, man. Look, guys, tomorrow is another day. For us, I think we have covered everything.
Yes.
And, well, I don't intend to go beyond this time.
Yeah, especially if there's
we have
nobody
given
calling in.
everyone a chance. Lindogutle, you will get in touch one day. Once you feel brave enough.
Yeah.
Maybe I will be done also because I want to start studying law now. Maybe I will be done with that law so that I can protect you.
Okay, guys, from us, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for having this conversation and live stream with us. And until the next upload or live stream, don't forget to press the bell or notification, press all, because you never know. We might go live, we might not go live, but at least when we go live, you will know about it, so long as you subscribe to the channel.
And subscribe.
you've done
It doesn't
all of
take
these
anything.
things.
Just subscribe. You know, we are serving you with everything you want. Just subscribe. Just go there and subscribe. Just subscribe.
Subscribe, guys, subscribe. And like the video, please. Thanks. Sifoka says thanks, guys. Lufati says
Sifoka,
thank
Vusi,
you.
thanks.
Thank you. It's a wrap from us.
Thank you. We love you to bits. We
Love
tell
you
it
all so much.
like it is. Mzansi reality. I follow you from Berlin. We thank you.
Berlin.
Moses. I'm trying to get to the.
Yes, guys, don't be shy to share the countries. If you are in a different country, don't be shy. Let us know. We would really like to know that, especially for our international viewers. Even the local ones, just share maybe a town or whatnot. If you want to, let us know which province you are in.
Which province you're watching us from?
Province you're watching us
Hazel
from.
Dima from UK.
From
We
UK.
get you from UK. Oh, what did they say?
A cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
Yeah, we get you. Here, it's a cup of tea here.
Kikomiki ya tea.
Hey, nkomishi tea.
Nkomishi tea.
Yeah.
A cup of tea. Emphasizing
Right,
the tea.
guys. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you next time. Not far from here. Vusi Sifako is on Joburg.
Johannesburg. Joburg.
Maybe one day we'll meet.
We might even cross paths.
and go to my mind. So
my mind.
case where there is no one to listen from, because it's important that we deal with these things. There is I'm watching you right now from Berlin. Yes,
Moses Miambo. Berlin, is it Germany?
Germany.
Berlin.
Yes, that's where Rudiger, the Madrid player, comes from, apparently. Berlin. It's Berlin.
Feel so honored.
Yes. I also feel so honored.
Even the one from the UK, guys.
All of them.
Thank you for the love.
These are people who gives us money.
You know, a little bit.
Not even a little bit. They contribute more. You know, if you watch from Berlin and
oh yes, the Lokuzana is high. What do they call it?
You are paying us, man. You are paying us.
I'm watching right now from Berlin. Opam Konto, love you. And Opam Konto also says, sleep well. Thank you
we
so
will
much.
definitely sleep well. Thank you so much, and we love you. Tobilem Kize, I'm from Claremont in Durban.
Durban.
Yes. Wena ubuma kwesomshololo.
In Durban.
Yeah, from Mshololo side.
In Durban.
You must tell us what is happening that side.
Yes.
Yeah, it Durban Valley. It's a country on its own.
It's a country on its own.
It's a country. Yeah, so you're from Durban. Yeah, no one is saying anything right now. I think it's the right time to shut it down, this thing. Bye!
Bye, guys.